Newcastle United have beaten Manchester City 2-1 in the Premier League, denting title hopes for Manchester City and giving a massive opportunity in the North London derby for Arsenal to go 7 points clear. It's a devastating loss and very, very frustrating. We're going to break down all the goals and all the key moments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is some match analysis, 5 things we learned from the game. An overview has to be that Manchester City and Newcastle, it could have been 3-3 in the first half. There were so many great opportunities. Haaland was one-on-one. Then you think Harvey Barnes missed an open net. It was a great game of football. But ultimately, if you're going to win the Premier League title, if you're going to go away to St. James's Park, you score the chance that Erling Haaland had early in the game. He was thrown goal. He does a weird scoop. Kind of scoop lobbed finish. It was really weird. It was a strange thing for him to do when he usually places it. You have to score those opportunities, be ruthless and shut up shop. That's how you get these kind of tight results over the line and keep up momentum. With one of the best defences in world football in Arsenal, who are going to go to play against Tottenham and they won't concede a shot on target. It could have been 3 or 4-0 to Newcastle United in the first half, despite the Haaland chance. Again, Harvey Barnes missed an open net. Voltemada missed a chance. Harvey Barnes missed an opportunity when Donnarumma played it into Phil Foden. Very, very light pass into his feet. Joelinton robs him, and Harvey Barnes could have scored a hat-trick in the first half. So you have to say that it was a poor performance in certain areas of the park for Manchester City, beyond the fact that it was a loss as well. Performances right through the squad are really, really poor. It felt like a rusty game. It felt like the international break had taken the steam out of the engine of Manchester City after a great win against Liverpool, an unbelievable win, where I'm out here saying that City are back, that Doku's in world-class levels of form, that Haaland's the best thing since sliced bread. And I actually think the international break's taken a little bit of momentum out of this City side. I'm not blaming the international break. It's just an observation, lads. It's just an observation. Let's just talk about the goals in chronological order. Harvey Barnes finally gets his first goal of the night. Again, he could have had 5-6 goals today. Let's be completely real. Bruno G makes an unbelievable run. He's linking up with Harvey Barnes. The ball comes back to Harvey Barnes with a great finish past Donnarumma. If Donnarumma can't get to it, you know it's an unbelievable strike. And Harvey Barnes is a really interesting player for Newcastle United. He's always the kind of caliber talent that you think should be starting more football matches. There's a lot of competition in the Newcastle United front three. You look at Gordon, you look at Alanga, you look at Murphy. There's a lot of players. Visser, when he comes in, he might be operating on the flanks as well. So there's a lot of talent there. And Harvey Barnes deserves a lot more opportunities for Newcastle United. He's always been a fantastic, stellar performer. And for me, he's a top-level talent. And he could even push for an England call-up coming into the World Cup. 100%, I think he's good enough. You have to say it was a great finish. But Ruben Diaz does what he would have done a couple of years ago, and City would have drawn the game and maybe even gone on to win the game. Ruben Diaz scores a rare Ruben Diaz goal. I wonder if my jammer's watching that, because it was a great finish, a nutmeg on Shah. And you have to say, at this point, you're looking for David Silva, you're looking for Yaya Toure, you're looking for De Bruyne, and this City side simply don't have it yet. Bernardo's still there. I thought had a decent game, but ultimately that star X factor power from midfield isn't quite there, and I think that's why Manchester City lost the game today. It was all down to the midfield, Tonali and Bruno, and then the power of Joelinton. It was sensational stuff, and Bruno G for me was man of the match, except for Harvey Barnes. Obviously gets the winner. Ultimately, the winning goal for Newcastle United is highly debatable, highly controversial, and you have to sit here and say it's an utter disgrace that it was allowed to remain. Bruno G is in an offside position, and apparently Ruben Diaz's shirt sleeve, the bottom of it, was in line, allowing him to be onside. Firstly, 5 minutes. Even as if I'm a Newcastle United fan, I'm sat there. It's freezing cold. It's nearly Christmas. We've got a John Lewis ad with the Frankie Knuckles track. It's getting cold, okay? 5 minutes. We don't need 5 minutes delays. Where are the automatic offside calls? It's an absolute disgrace what the PGMOL is doing with a stranglehold of terrible decision making on the Premier League. It's diminishing the product every single week. And then you look at the decision itself. If Ruben Diaz scored a goal with the underside of his arm, like here, they'd rule it out. 100% they'd rule it out. They would. If it was here, they'd rule it out. 1,000,000%. I'll put my house on it. I'll put my dog and my cat on it. So you can't score that part of the body. It's impossible because they'd rule it out. VAR would get involved. We'd sit here making a cup of tea, waiting 10 minutes, and they'd still get it wrong. Because apparently that can rule someone onside, but you can't score with it. It's an utter disgrace. Bruno G hits the crossbar with a header. Fair play is a good little bit of play from him. I'm not trying to take away from Newcastle United. It is the wrong decision in my honest opinion because he can't score from that part of the body. Bruno G keeps it alive. And Harvey Barnes with a nice little back heel, kind of like an inverted half back heel back into the net. It's a great finish. Maybe Newcastle United deserved it based on merit. I think there's an argument for that. I'm not trying to say they don't deserve to win the game. Do they deserve to score that goal? I'm not entirely sure. I thought it was a disgrace. If Ruben Diaz slides in one day from a corner, he slides in at the back post and he hits the ball there, they'll rule it out. There you go. So I'm right. Some other disgraceful decisions. Schär smashes into Phil Foden, high on his ankle, no penalty. No penalty. Yeah, there we go. This Manchester City side have got a lot of things to work on. The principal thing for me is about focus. Yes, the international break has broken things up. People are thinking about the World Cup. 3 international breaks and we're not even into December yet. It is a disgrace. But if you're a professional footballer, you have to be switched on. You have to go into this Newcastle United game off the back of the momentum off Liverpool. It's not easy to artificially go into it as if it was last week Liverpool because it's been 2 weeks ago. But you have to say Phil Foden with some sloppy touches, some really sloppy shooting today. Erling Haaland with that one-on-one chance where he's scooping it over. It's a poor attempt of a finish. It's a little bit apathetic. I'll be real, it's a little bit apathetic. Jeremy Doku with some heavy touches. He got completely locked up from Livramento today, who has to be going to the World Cup with England. He was absolutely sensational. Then you see that midfield of Foden, Nico Gonzalez, Bernardo Silva. I actually think Foden needs more around him. I know Cherky can come inside as well. Big fan of Cherky. But Cherky away from home in these kind of games, he needs a little bit more around him because he's still a new signing. There's a lack of pace on the overlap. Nunes, for me, doesn't give you that much pace on the overlap. Bernardo Silva wants things to feet on the inside. And Cherky is narrowing the pitch because he wants to come inside as well. There wasn't much on the right-hand side today to challenge Lewis Hall, who again, like Livramento, was absolutely superb. It's an imbalanced City side. If everything has to go to Doku and just see if he's going to turn it on and flick it around someone, that isn't a strategy that's going to win you big football matches or win you enough football matches to win a Premier League title. It has to be Doku as a threat. Then it gets switched over to Oscar Bob. Maybe you bring in Oscar Bob back into the fold. Savinho came on, had a chance in the 95th minute, blew it over into Rose Z. He's not of the level, is he, right now? He doesn't look sharp. He doesn't look confident. Oscar Bob doesn't look confident. He didn't take his chance. It was a kind of half volley on the edge of the box to get City back into it 2-2. He didn't take his chance either. He looked a little bit rusty, dare I say. There was a few performances today that were a touch concerning, a touch leggy. I don't blame all of it on the players because, again, the amount of football these guys are playing, they're flying all over the world for pointless friendlies. Look at the injury to Gabriel against Senegal. That was a friendly for Brazil. So it's happening all the time. But going back into it, Guardiola said that this is the start of the real season now. 4 months of grinding out point after point and trying to win a Premier League title. The City side are still more than capable of doing it. But you have to say, focus levels and sharpness in big moments in the final third. Phil Foden probably sums it up the best with a lovely 1-2 with Cherky in the first half. Little 1-2 comes back to him. He must be, 18 yards away from goal? 20 yards away from goal? He has to score it. And it goes wide. Didn't even challenge Nick Pope. So some concerning things. Donnarumma pulled off some saves that actually stopped it being 3s and 4s. And he still played people into trouble where Harvey Barnes could have scored as well. So Donnarumma, for me, still has a couple of issues with his feet, with distribution, with tough away days like Newcastle United. You think maybe Liverpool's a very similar atmosphere to Newcastle. There'll be a couple of European nights as well. A couple of maybe semi-finals of an FA Cup coming up, League Cup coming up, where that atmosphere could be replicated as well. And you feel that Donnarumma, Cherky, Reinders when he came on didn't look sharp. Didn't look up to it a little bit. there's a few performances for me that still suggest that this City side are a little bit away from picking up valuable wins away from home to Newcastle United. Is it enough at home? Is it enough against lesser opposition? I'm not so sure. But this Newcastle United side, they're really top level. It's one of the best midfielders in world football. Tonali, Bruno G, and then you throw in Joelinton. It's exceptional. I mean, it might be better than Liverpool's midfield at the moment. I mean, that's how good it is. So you have to say massive credit to Newcastle United. It's a massive win. I actually don't know where City go from here except for just grinding out results and hoping that Arsenal slip up, because the pressure will mount on Arsenal. I still think they've got gaps in their squad. They've still got debates among the ranks about if Kai Havertz, when he comes back, he should be starting ahead of Gyökeres. So there's still debates about that. At least Manchester City have got the highest score in the league, 14 league goals at the moment for Haaland. He looked very quiet. He looked a shell of his former self. All the adrenaline for him has probably gone into Norway, getting into the World Cup for the first time in 30 years. You have to say, though, he looked quiet in this game. It's rare for him to not score a goal in a game like this. So some concerning things. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. 2-1 loss away to Newcastle United. It's not ideal. It's quite a rare loss as well in this kind of game. Man City don't lose these games to Newcastle very often. That's frustrating as well. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And I'll see you very soon.